Hey guys, it is El Cid. I am reviewing Love is Blind season 4, and we're going to be doing episodes 7 to 8. I would like to thank everyone who has liked, shared, subscribed to this channel. I am testing out a whole new world. You guys have said from channels I have been on, you like my perspective. And I like to explore dating in other cultures and see similarities and differences. So I am so happy that you have decided to join me on this journey. And we have started on Love is Blind Brazil, which is turning out to be fantastic. And please stay with me till the very end because just like you, I am curious to see who will get married and who would say no at the altar. So we left off with Alexandro and Renata having a little bit of a disagreement right before his friends arrive. And she's just telling him something is missing. There's something that's not quite connecting. And Alexandre says, "You're trying to make me uncomfortable. So things are not going to be rosy right now." Now, Alexandre, that could be seen as a threat like, you made me mad. I ain't going to be happy. So we ain't going to be peachy like we were. That does not encourage her to bring up, anything that she has concerns about. So Renata said that was scary. And she felt like she had to get ready to defend herself. And I'm guessing it's verbally because Alexandre didn't make any kind of physical gestures. Alexandra makes it seem like, he says it makes it seem like he is wrong and she is right, the way she's presenting it to him. And he doesn't feel that she's sincere. So she's like, "Well, you know what? Your friends are arriving, so let's make up." And he's like, "No, no, you're not going to drop this on me now and then say, let's make up like nothing happened." So he's like, "Oh, golly." So his friends come up and he's like, "Y'all are just in time for the tension. We just had a little fight. Just in time for it." And the friend is like, Alexandre is honest, but he is still trying to get comfortable with you. That is why he may seem a little distant. But he will tell you how he feels. And he will do specific things to let you know that he cares. She said she wants to hear the L word. She wants to hear him say the love word. And he's like, "She brought this up now. Now, right before my friends arrive. Not good timing." And the friend just said they need to listen to each other. They just need to listen to what each other's saying rather than just, emotionally react to it. My point was emotionally react. The friend just said, listen. They need to listen to each other. Evandra and Ariella, he is cooking for her. It seemed to be a wonderful morning. It seems to be like we have had a discussion and cool minds have prevailed. He said he's making they said it's and please pardon me, like fricassee. Now, when I look this up, because you say some food or something I do not know or understand, I'm going to look it up. It seems like a chicken casserole. And when I looked it up, and you have to look it up Brazilian because there's different ways of making this um, fricassee or fricassee. Please pardon my pronunciation. And it seems to be like a creamy chicken kind of casserole. And then in Brazil, they have the person said because Brazil likes carbs on carbs on carbs, they would put a layer of like potatoes or a layer of crumble, and then they'll add a layer of cheese above it. And so that's the dish they have on the side is this fricassee. And apparently he cooked well because she complimented his dish. And she said yesterday when she got really upset and loud and really snappy, she was just expressing herself. Ariella, that is not a very cool way to be expressing yourself, especially to a partner, especially when you want to be heard. And he wants to be heard too. So Alexandre and Renata meet his family. They talked, they got it all out. They said what they each needed to say and felt like they were heard. Now, the family asked, was he nice? And the sister said, this is a one key thing. The sister said she took care of him like he was hers. And so she feels whatever he feels. Now, a sister with a motherly thought, I'm not sure how that dynamic works, but it seems the sister and Alexandre are very much attached at the hip, very much attached, and you will hear later on. So they asked Renata, and she confirmed she wants kids, and they're like, how would you know you dated kids? Because Alexandre has his son and da 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 da. And she's like, she's always seems to have dated folks with kids. So she's always been comfortable with kids and knows how to handle that situation. The dad said he was told that she was expecting. And she's like, knock on wood, where is the wood? Where is the wood around here on this balcony? Because knock on wood that we not. So they do ask how will she cope with Alexandre working all these parties and being, gone all night, and it's a bit different. And she says her ex-husband was a DJ. And the sister says, you are just a magnet for problems, ain't you? Sister, I'm gonna need you to calm down a little bit. I need you to calm down these comments. But it is a good sign for Renata that she is able to, work with someone who is in the entertainment or party industry. She has had that experience, so it's less that he has to explain to her. But we do not know if this was the catalyst for the ending of her marriage. So we need to look out for this. So I think the brother-in-law or the father said, trust is trust. You got to be able to trust. So the sister gave a clue and said she also married into the entertainment business. So her husband is in the same industry as Alexandre. And she confirms that the family is not romantic. It seems like the sister, like Alexandre, is very rational and move with their head and not their heart. They are not very openly romantic. Maybe I should take that back. You could still work with your head and be romantic, but they're more, rational and do what needs to be done, folks. And her husband, the sister's husband, confirmed, like, yeah. They ain't the romantic type. Just give it up. That's just their DNA. They ain't that romantic. And this, sis like, I'm more rational. I use my head. The dad says he's not rational. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The dad didn't say that. The dad did say that he saw their mother in front of her home while he was walking down the street. He stopped, he talked to her, and he married her. So daddy understands this love is blind thing. It's like you could get married in a week, in 2 weeks. Daddy understand. Daddy said, I was walking down the street, saw this lovely girl, stop and talk to her, and I married her. Had a couple kids, we still happy. They made her feel very comfortable, Renata said. They were very welcoming and open. And Alexandre's son was there as well, which was very, very open and very great for the family. So we have Patrick and Marilia. They meet his mom. Big hugs. Patrick had big hugs with the mom. And she says, never leave me again, Patrick. Never leave me. That was so sweet. That was so sweet. It's so sweet to see all these parents just, welcome, their child back into the fold and be, skeptical though welcoming of their significant other. So his dog Nala came out, and he has a much bigger dog than Marilia. Nala looks like she's more the size of a lab. Um, they had a great conversation, and as the mother said, you just have to respect each other. Respect each other, and everything will be fine. He said he's used to spoiled girls who gets what they want. Now, this explains why he keeps telling Marilia that, oh, one day, you will find some older sugar daddy, is what he says, or what she conveys, he says. You'll find some sugar daddy to take care of you, and I will be, you'll look at me and I'm too young for you, and you'll leave me. So I'm wondering if this is what is spilling over from the spoiled girls that is used to encountering. So the mother says he needs an ambitious and direct lady, and that's what Marilia is. And Mama asks that question. What about grandkids? When can I get grandkids? Mama, I'm gonna need you to take your time. They haven't even said yes to the altar yet. Let's get to the altar first, Mama. Let's get a yes on both sides before we talk grandkids. Cause we don't even know, like Patrick likes to say, that rubs Mariella the wrong way, if we get married. But the mama liked Marilia, and you know, it's it was a wonderful, warm meeting between Patrick's mom and Marilia. It was really nice. Evandro and Ariella meets his mom. Big hugs. Oh my gosh, big hugs. Again, it's so wonderful to see, the moms when they see their son or their daughter, or the dads, with their son or their daughter. It's just very warm, big hugs. And, you know, it was first the mom, then the dad, then the sister, I think the sisters. And, Ariella is like, "Oh my god, it's more and more family. You're trying to make me nervous." Ariella, I understand that more people would make you feel some kind of way, but they're not trying to make you feel nervous. His family is there to show support and to meet you. They're not trying to make you feel anything. Maybe welcome, but they're not trying to rub you the wrong way to make you nervous. So his brother Clay said, Evandre ain't the marrying kind. He is not the marrying kind. And while sitting there, the mother asked, well, how do you feel, Ariella, about Evandro being a bodyguard and stuff? That's, kind of dangerous. But she's like, no, that's not what he does. He's a traitor. And the mom's like, he didn't tell me he's a traitor. And Ariella's like, oh my God, one more thing. Here's another thing he lied about. Evandro says that he did tell his mother. She does know, but she doesn't understand what a traitor is. She's she looks like a senior lady. He's like, she doesn't understand text messages. But he knows he has told her because he's been doing it for years. So she's now mad at this surprise. Here's another thing. So then she's like, oh, he was smoking while on the honeymoon. And the family's like, he don't smoke. What are you talking about? Here's another thing he lied about, that he's not a smoker to his family. But he's like, this is stressful. He used to smoke a lot because of stress. And now he is just trying to, relieve stress on the honeymoon. So he was smoking. He says, Ariella was like, she's nervous too. She was going to smoke. And he's like, no, it's bad for you. I've already made a mistake and I'm going to stop. I'm going to consciously stop. But she's blown up. Oh my God. Family don't even know he's a smoker. The family don't even know he's a traitor. Oh my God, she's just lying all the time. And it's like, you know, Clay is like, his brother's like, he does not hide everything. That is not who he is. He does not hide. Evandro tells you what is going on, and he's honest. His mom said he don't need a scatterbrain. Oh, mama, mama. Why you call us a scatterbrain? Now, I know it's probably lost in translation because I do listen to this in English and I do read the subtitles. But Mama says scatterbrain all over the place. So they go to his, I guess his part of the compound with his home, and his dog Buzz is there. Now, Buzz is a beautiful brown and white. It looks like a pit bull mix. Absolutely sweet dog. Ariela's like, oh no. She walked right outside the house because the dog was excited to see Evandro and was just, oh my God, oh my God. Those of us who are, animal parents or animal lovers, we do know that when a pet misses us, and this is like 2 weeks, your pet hasn't seen you either, they are excited and ecstatic to have you back. She was just, oh my God, I'm scared of the dog. Oh my God. And they're like, the dog is just playful. The family was like, the dog is just playful. So he does talk to his mother, and she asked him, did you tell her about your son? Now keep in mind, Evandro in the pods told her about the 2 daughters he had with his ex-wife. And now we're hearing about a son. Dun dun dun. Evandro, this is the lady that's going off about transparency about a text message that you had with a situationship. What do you think she's going to do concerning this child, a whole human being? Okay. So apparently, what he said is this happened in his 20s. He's had no contact with his son or the son's mother, that she had just left. And we'll put a pin in that because he explains it to Ariella at a later time. The mother said, don't play, don't lie or deceive, or you will suffer. But she hopes this works out for him. And I'm adding, however that look, she hopes it works out for him. Mama, you right about that. So we have Renata and Alexandro. They are having dinner together on the terrace. I'm telling you, these apartments are beautiful. These apartments are beautiful. Brazil, Love is Blind, Netflix. These apartments are really, really nice. And knock, knock, knock. Ding dong. Who's at the door? Because we're not expecting any company. We're just having dinner together. Ariella is at the door. And Renata's eyes are huge. Like, what is going on? Ariella says she's here to talk to Alexandro. I mean, it was really like that. I'm here to talk to Alexandro. Like, just a hint of rude, just a tad bit of rude. Ariella says that Evandro just keeps making things up, and she's upset about it. I'm like, girl. She said she never. Ariella said she never told Renata that Alexandro had a girlfriend on the outside. Because the whole talk was that Patrick and Alexandro are party guys and that they have women on the outside while they do this game. And they think of it as a game and they just playing. But Ariella is like, she never told Renata that Alexandro had a girlfriend on the outside. Because that's not what was told to her. Just that they're party boys. This sounds like a change in the story. And Renata calls it. She's like, Ariella is confused. And she's the one who started the whole rumor. It's like, girl, if you want to start a rumor or throw some little kernels out there, you got to get it right and you got to keep it right. Come on. Alexandra says, I don't think Evandro has someone else. That doesn't seem like him. Now, Alexandre, I'm going to have to hold you right there. When y'all, not just you, when y'all on the show are making professions about people, I guess I just can't understand. This is a person you just met with the show. You haven't known them all their life. You just know what you have been presented. You know, I guess you could say you don't think he has someone else. But do you really know this man? That's all I'm saying. Renata says she has no problem with what Alexandre did before the show, because that's before her. It's not now while they're engaged. Alexandre says to Ariella, "You seem like you're making excuses so you can break up with Ivandro. That's what it looked like to me. And why exactly did you come here?" Er, Alexandre, wait a minute. Not asking a woman why she showed up at your door. It's like, why are you darkening my doorstep, woman? What is your purpose here? Why did you come here? Who sent you? That was all. That was all me exaggerating. Who sent you? Ariella says she came here to explain herself and out of concern for Renata. She doesn't want Renata to be falling in love with Alexandre, and he is just playing with her. And then storms off and tells Alexandre, whatever. And Renata goes, and I guess she goes to make sure that the door is locked so Ariella doesn't come back. But she comes back and looks at Alexandre, and they both are like, what the hell was that? What was that? What was the purpose of all that? We go to Patrick and Marilia, and they talk to her mom via phone. Patrick compliments her mother, and that's where Marilia gets her personality. The mother had shoulder surgery, so she could not be present. I'm guessing she could not travel. And the mom says she liked him. And Patrick said he loved talking to her mother. She was so nice and sweet. And he's like, "Can we call your mom again?" Patrick, that was sweet. That was really, really nice. Can we talk to your mom? I really like talking to your mom. Careful, Patrick. You like talking to mama more than you like talking to Marilia? Ooh. Then we have Leandro and Ingrid meet her family. Her mom is there, her stepdad, her sister, and her two daughters. Oh my God, Ingrid. Daughters are beautiful. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm fangirling out for Ingrid. I'm sorry. I like Ingrid. Ingrid and I could chill. So the mom says that she will respect them and their relationship and that Ingrid should be patient with Leandro. Like, this is all new to him too. Just be patient with him. He's not going to be running at the same speed. Um, and when the dad found out that Leandro was a personal trainer, dad said he got to train and keep training to keep up with his family. Dad, what are you telling us? How how much training does he need for this family? Okay. So mom is hoping for a slip up by Leandro so she can see how he really is, not the representation that he's presenting. She's like, I want to see how he's really like, because then I will know, like, if he slip up and make a mistake, how he can correct himself. So the sister has a very heartfelt moment. She's like, mom raised us, mostly alone. We have had to work hard for everything in our life. And Ingrid has been a part of some toxic relationships. And just make her happy. Just let her be happy. It was such a warm feeling hearing the sister say that. It was such a warm feeling because it truly gave a sense of, this is what you're working with. This is a little bit of a cheat code to my sister. One of the daughters, oh, she's such a cutie, says he seemed really nice and kind and gentle. And the family is not used to a calm person. Now, baby girl, that comment right there had me looking at everybody sideways. Mama want to see Leandro mess up so she could see who he really is. But baby girl is saying, we're not used to a calm person. So How much fireworks are we talking, young lady? How much fireworks? We're not used to someone calm. How much how much drama or how many ripples are we talking about? Because when somebody says something like that, we're not used to a calm person. It sounds like we are a rah rah family. Rah rah rah. That just had me looking at them sideways like, Mama, clearly you are showing a representative to him as well. So the same way you telling Ingrid to be patient with him, you need to be patient as well. Okay? So we have Leo and Vanessa. They're on their beautiful balcony and they're doing the devotional reading for the day. And they have a very heartfelt conversation. Their conversation is about family and having children in the future. Vanessa disclosed that she does not know, but I'm guessing she suspects that she had a miscarriage in her life previously. So she does not know if she is able to carry her child. And they had a wonderful conversation, and Leo is like, there are so many children in this world. If we cannot have our own, and there are certain options we cannot take, we can certainly adopt. Vanessa says she is very open and she wants to freeze her eggs so that they have that other options as well. It was a wonderful conversation because let me tell you, there are times that, and I could only speak from the viewpoint of a woman, that we don't know what's happening to our bodies. We don't know on, different times that this is what our bodies have gone through. And it's quite interesting for Vanessa to put it as such that, she went through something. She has an inkling that it could have been a miscarriage, but she's not so sure. I felt for her. It was a very emotional moment for anyone who has or is dealing with fertility. And again, I'm in the United States, so we're also having that issue of fertility options for families as well in the United States. So it was a very mature and very current topic of conversation. Then we have Ivandro and Ariella. They're having breakfast. He says, I want to talk to you, and I don't know how you'll take it, but I wish to talk to you about something. Automatically, her hackles go up. She stays quiet and lets him say what he has to say. He said in his 20s, 12 years ago, his girlfriend had a kid. The girlfriend left him and took the baby. She was distancing herself from him before that. He was not there at the child's birth, so she did not give him Ivandro's name. And he just, since she was distancing herself and leaving, he just let her go. He let them go. But he decided last year, or I think, or maybe the past 2 years, I think he said, or maybe it had to be before that. Well, he decided recently that he wants to find his son, who is 12 now. He has engaged in lawyers, and lawyers move slow. And he said COVID happening also didn't help. It seems that Ivandro has to find this young lady first. And so find his son so that he could go through lawyers so he can get visitation, so he could get to see his son, and all of those things. That's what I think is happening. Ivandro is searching. And I'm thinking it's before, the 4 years or whatnot, because he was looking before COVID. I think he probably figured I can find her on my own. I can, she can't be too far, but I don't think he thought that it would be this difficult to find her and go through the process to find his son. because it seems like they still have not found them. She goes on to say she would not have let 12 years pass before trying to find her child. And he should have if he had taken action right away, he wouldn't be in this position. Ariella, you sounded judgy. You're sounding a little judgy. We have no idea where people are in their 20s. I certainly know in my 20s, it wouldn't have been, it would I could understand a 20-some-year-old like, "Oh, you wanna keep the kid and you gone? You ain't putting me on child support and papers? Okay, fine. Have a good life. Just let him know who I am." You have no idea what a 20-year-old young Evandro is going through. Yes, he shouldn't have waited 12 years. Yes, he should have, but we have no idea what his life was like before, or if it was even conducive to have his kid. And right now, I think all he's looking for is support because now he has to go through a legal battle because you don't even know if his name is on the birth certificate. I mean, there's a whole legal battle that he's going to have to go through if the mother is not open to having him just openly have a relationship with his son. And there's something there that is ringing in my head because he says his relationship and parenting with his girls, with his ex-wife, is by the book. Seems Evandro is a by the book guy. It don't seem like he could just be, come by and visit your kid whenever you want. So she said, "I used to say you were holding back. I know there was something you were holding back on. I knew there was something." She says she appreciates his honesty, but it sounded sarcastic. Like, I appreciate your honesty, but she is caught up in her mind, it seems. She's just caught up in it, and it's like, now she's spiraling again. That's what I thought when I saw her. That whole, "Well, thank you I appreciate your honesty." It's like, oh God, girl. Then Alexandre and Renata. He brought breakfast in bed for her. This is him listening and making the romantic gestures and the show of affection to her. I do like Alexandre that you both listen to each other and y'all are both adapting to, I guess, each other's love languages so you can make a really good go of it. I do like that he is applying the lesson. It is wonderful to see. Let's see if he keeps it up. There's always something in the back of my head saying, I wonder if he's going to keep it up. So now we have the pool party. There's a pool party for all the couples. Okay. Everybody's looking fabulous. But my girl Ingrid came with it. She said she looks real bougie with her outfit, which y'all have to go see the outfits. They are really great, but I love Ingrid's lime green. Ooh, Ingrid looked good. So Ariella says she is tired of listening to the same thing over and over and over again. Leandro told her to just loosen up and just enjoy the pool party. Just enjoy being around everybody. It's just time to have a good time. Leandro tells the boys, back at the pods, we were all excited to talk to the girls, and Patrick says, now we got to put up with them. Oh my gosh, Patrick. Oh my gosh, Patrick, you are something else. So Patrick says whenever, he and Marilia have a little bit of tension, they take time apart to get calm and then they could talk about it. So Marilia is talking to the girls and she's like, I am frustrated. I'm frustrated because Patrick sleeps all day and I feel lonely. So Ingrid is like, she in the same boat. She just cleans and cleans and cleans, and she doesn't feel like Leandro is, supportive in that way. Ariella tells Vanessa, she leans over and whispers in Vanessa, "Hey, he has a kid. He has a kid that's 12 and he hadn't find them." And blah, 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 blah. She leans over and tells Vanessa the whole story. It sounds like Leo knew the story, and I would understand that. The way Evandro was talking to Leo, it seemed like Leo knew the story, and maybe I thought Leo's in family law, and maybe Evandro, when he heard there was a lawyer in the midst of the guys, he went and talked to him and say, "How should I handle this situation? What do you think would be best? Is my lawyer doing what I need them to do?" Because the way Leo's like, "Oh, you told her? Oh, okay." It seemed like he knew a little more detail than usual. So then um Evandro said he couldn't tell her before. And Patrick says it's clear that he didn't tell her so she wouldn't he should be clear, sorry. Evandro should be clear with Ariella so that she won't make up stuff in her head. That was Patrick's advice. Patrick, you were dead on. Because the more you don't tell her, or the more you're not specific and clear, she can make things up in a story in her mind. And I'm sure everybody has had that person in their life. You don't tell them enough, and they will make up a whole story. Vanessa says he did not bring it up, probably because of all the issues they've had. Very level headed, Vanessa. Vanessa's also a lawyer. Very level headed. And she's trying to tell Ariella that, like, hey, y'all have had issues and stuff. When is he supposed to bring up this monumental hurdle that he's going through? And for you to be supportive when you're doing all this. So in comes another guest. Someone we saw from episode 1, but we never saw him much after. They call him Khaled, but we know him also as Gabriel. His name is Gabriel Khaled, and I guess maybe there was another Gabriel in the house or in the pod, and they call him Khaled. They're like, "Oh my God, Khaled!" Turns out, Khaled matched with Muriel, and we saw clips of their entire romance in the pods. Just a few clips. Clips enough to know, I'm going to call him Gabriel, that Gabriel proposed to Muriel. He proposed. He got on one knee on his side of the pod and proposed, and she said yes. We also saw a clip that they saw each other on the runway. Then we hear that they left the pods at the same time. It doesn't seem like upon seeing each other that she was quite enamored of him. She was not. It seems like she saw him, they met, and they left the pods. And I don't know if she had accepted it on the runway. They did not say. But she did say he looks like her ex. He reminds her of her ex. So I'm guessing, based on the fact they didn't go to the honeymoon and all that, that she was like, I can't do this. I got to go. But he found her on social media. He reached out to her on social media. And he said the first time they talked for 12 hours. 12 hours. They met. And within 1 week, they were living together. Now, Gabriel and Muriel, okay? After 1 week, y'all living together? Y'all met each other and talked for 2 weeks in a pod. 1 week of meeting up with each other. And y'all living together? Are y'all doing the whole Love is Blind on the side? Because it sounded like the Love is Blind stuff. It sounded like y'all talk for 2 weeks, then 1 week honeymoon, and then y'all are in an apartment together, living together. That's what it sounded like. So I'm expecting Muriel to come up and they're like, hey, something happened. We couldn't be on the honeymoon y'all had, but we here now. We another couple. That's what I'm expecting. I mean, heck, they allowed Zach and Bliss in the USA version of Love and Blind to Zach had a whole fiance he went on a honeymoon with. He, reverse and went over there to Bliss. She accepted his proposal after they dated for a while and they moved into the apartment. So, why Gabriel and Muriel can't be on this journey in an apartment too? But it sound like they're doing it the same Love is Blind way, cause they engaged. They got a date picked out, officiant, and everything. Are they? Okay, Netflix, Love is Blind. Please do not have their wedding on display, and you did not have these people on display with everything else. I would have loved to have seen this. This is what you should have shown. Why did they leave the pods and they go back home? They left the pods together. They did not go on a honeymoon. Maybe it was a family emergency, or maybe she wasn't feeling him because he looked like her ex. This is what I would have liked to have seen. Did she run away? Come on. You're leaving all the juicy details out. I mean, come on. I'd like to see that. Y'all are leaving the good stuff on the cutting room floor. Well, maybe y'all gonna show it at a reunion. Better have a reunion. So Renata says that she did not try to change Patrick's mind in the pod. Remember, Patrick said it sounded like Renata is trying to either get him to slip up, trip up, or change his mind about his choice of Marilia. Patrick says the reason why he said that is because Renata said, I hope you don't regret this decision. Renata acknowledges, you know what? I could see that. She's like, but I was not trying to convince you. I was not trying to change your mind. So Marilia says, Patrick was spinning like a top because she was like, Patrick, tell her. Tell her what you said. You came back and told me XYZ, da 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 da. He's like, Marilia is being really pushy, putting him in a corner, putting him on the spot. He said, I don't like this. Being put on the spot, he said several times, I want to take time to think and absorb what Renata just told him because he did not see it the way Renata, is trying to explain now. So he needs to process it so he has a different point of view. Patrick, very mature, very well said. But Marilia was like, you need to tell her now. Process it now. I have been guilty of that. I have totally been guilty of, I need you to say and understand now. We need to talk about this now and not giving something time to breathe. Okay? So then we have Pat and Ingrid talking. Ingrid tells Patrick, that Marilia needs some more security from Patrick and that Patrick is insecure. But I'm going to hold you to this, Ingrid. How could Patrick provide security to Marilia when Patrick is insecure himself? We already know Patrick is insecure with the bald spot on his head. We know Patrick is insecure about his personality, that she may find him too youthful and exuberant. So how can he provide her with security while he's insecure himself? So Ingrid, that's a little one part I disagree with. Marilia is not going in. No, sorry, Ariella is not going into the pool because she needs people to be transparent and honest with her. Baby girl, what does going into the pool and having a good time have to do with transparency? See, Ariella, you can't just be happy in the moment, can you? You can't just let your burdens down for 5 minutes and just swim in the pool. Then she tells Alex, when Alex is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What mess are you stirring up now? She's like, Alex, this does not concern you. And he's like, you came to my house the other night It does concern me. And Alex said, this is about the lies that she's telling. That's why she all hot, unbothered. Alex, you have these zingers that I just love. He's like, she kind of antsy because of the lies she been telling. So Aurelia tells Maria, no, Ariella tells Marilia to hush. So you need to shut up. And I'm like, what in the world? Evandro is like, why is she bringing up issues? We're at a pool party. We're just trying to have fun. Why is she trying to bring up issues? And he's telling her, she's like, you need to come and say what you said about them being party boys. And he's like, those couples have worked through it. I don't need to bring it up again. They have worked through it. Leave it alone, basically. So Ariella used her colorful vocabulary. Okay, her colorful vocabulary. A fork and umbrella to Marilia and Alex, and let her bird on her hand be presented to them. And she walked out. Gabriel is like, damn, I need some popcorn for this show. He's like, she's got a temper. Now, keep in mind, this is Gabriel's first time meeting Ariella. First time meeting all the ladies, apparently, because, he was in the pods with the dudes. He's like, Ariella got a temper. Patrick tells her she needs to take it down a notch and just enjoy herself, relax, take a breath. Others say that Evandro needs to stick up for himself because she leaves, she walks out, and everybody's like, there she go again, walking out. And the ladies are like, we ain't chasing you down the hall this time. She comes back and is talking to Evandro like he's her child. Come here. Come here. He's like, why don't you come over? They're like telling Evandro, let her come here. She's like, no, you come here. Talk to me. I need to talk to you. He doesn't understand. He's like, this morning she was calm, and by this afternoon she's upset and worked up. Ariella says he does not care for her because he did not come after her. He says, I didn't know where you were going. You could have been going to the bathroom and on your way back. Ariella, why does chasing you down scream that they care? Why does he need to chase you? So now you're looking performative. Now you're just running down the hall to be chased. You weren't really trying to leave. You're trying to draw him out. Stop playing games. You talk about truth and transparency, yet you are not transparent. You are running out there to cause him to chase after you. You are not saying, hey, I need a moment, or hey, Evandro, I'm going to leave, but I need you to follow me so we can talk. You doing a whole performance and hoping he reacts the way you want him to, and he doesn't. He's like, I don't know where you're going. The crew don't even know where you're going because we see the whole crew in their black getup because you done ran in their direction and they weren't even expecting it. So again, Ariella, why does his chasing after you mean he cares? You need to assess that. You need to assess that. Because chasing you does not mean he cares. Sorry. Or not chasing you in this instance does not mean he does not care. He don't know you. Ariella says she wants to talk to Alex again. She wants to talk to Alex, and Alex is like, I ain't coming over there. You better come over here. And Evandra's like, why are we doing this? So Alexandra made them come over to him, where Ariella accuses Evandro again of not being honest and transparent. He tells them about the text, and the morning of, he says, good morning, I'm going on Love is Blind, babe. And oh my God, he called her baby. He called her baby. And Marilia is like, it's not that serious. Just because he called her a baby does not mean it's a connection and it's a girlfriend on the outside. She's like, I call people baby all the time. It's not a big deal. Aurelia says, no, calling somebody baby means it's a connection. And that, Marilia needs to stay out of her business. Aurelia says that. Ariella says that Marilia needs to stay out of her business because she came here to be married, not to make friends. Ariella, it don't seem like you making fiance or friends, okay? Not with this attitude. You miss, and she missed the point. They were all saying we're just here we have an opportunity. Marilia was saying we have an opportunity to be together here at the pool. We are just having a good time. And Ariella missed the point that it is in the moment. We are trying to be together in the moment, not together forever. Ariella, you're too caught up in your head and the transgressions that you believe are hurled at you. So then they throw it in Mariella's face that she's not happy and that she is just talking about issues. Y'all, why y'all say that to that girl? Ariella throws it in Marilia's face that you were just talking to us an all girls thing there and you weren't happy. And you were talking about your issues. And Marilia's like, it's not fair to bring up girl talk in front of everybody now. I was sharing something with my girls that I didn't want everybody to know. Ariella says that, they didn't ask her how she felt. Marilia's like, Ariella is trying to always hog the spotlight. She's always wanting the attention. And it's like, Marilia was tired of it. She's like, why every time I ask you a question, you answer me with a question? I ask you, what about this? And you're like, well, why am I not? Why can't I feel this way? It's a question with a question. It's in circles. You don't fix anything. So Evandro says, I'm leaving. Evandro's like, I am leaving. Leandra's like, please don't leave, don't leave. But Evandro's like, I'm done. So Ariel is like, oh, there he goes. He can't handle conflict. He's leaving. But Evandro's like, she is cussing out her friends. She's cussing out people that she likes. I can't do this. But Marilia says something that she doesn't buy Evandro's nice guy routine. She doesn't think he's deceptive in this instance in calling a woman babe or with the issue with his son. But she doesn't buy his nice guy image he's portraying. Alexandro says to Ariella, because she's like, whatever, when anybody says anything to whatever. Alexandre says, you should get a tattoo because that's your favorite word. Oh my God, Alexandre, you were on fire these 2 episodes with your zingers. Get a tattoo, whatever, because that's your favorite word. So he's leaving. He said, I am packing up my stuff. I'm heading home. Because this issue with his son, he told her, and he said it should have been private. It should have been private between the 2 of them. And that he deserves more respect than she is showing. Evandro, I agree with you. My other thing is, do you know or did you say that this issue with your son is private? You shouldn't have to say it. But since you do not know this person, they don't know your ins and outs, what you like to remain private from what you are willing to share. I think it is best if you had told them, I don't want this discussed with the group. Please don't share this. And if you did tell her that and we didn't see it on camera, then Ariella, I don't know what to say to you. So we have episode 8. The pool party has ended. Everybody's dried off and headed to their respective homes. Patrick talks to Marilia about the scene that she had, that she caused the scene with Ariella. And that's how he finds out about her and what she told the girls about him sleeping all day, night owl, and being on his phone constantly. And he said, "You let the girls know that without context." And I think the context is his work hours. Because without context, it's like all he doing is staying up all night. That's all he doing. And all he doing is on his phone. Well, we have clearly seen that Patrick and Marilia are having dates and doing other things, working on that puzzle, riding that bike. Maybe it's not enough for her, but he's correct. Out of context, it may seem like he is not spending any time with her. So now he says he's feeling insecure. He's feeling like he doesn't know what her answer will be, probably. Okay? And he feels like she has had a whole life before him. And, you know, she may wake up one day and find him immature and move on to someone else. He does not feel 100% connected with her, and she put him on the spot. Patrick, I applaud you for opening up and saying how you feel. My only caveat to that is, Marilia, please don't get defensive. He is having a vulnerable moment. Yes, he may not be on your schedule, but again, out of context, I agree with him. It may seem like he doesn't want to spend time with you. So Ingrid talks and says, Aurelia, Ariella, sorry, exaggerates. She is just an exaggerator. But that Evandro could be more open to help alleviate Ariella's fears. Leo said they don't know about Evandro's past. He doesn't think Evandro is a bad guy, but you don't know his past, where he has been, and the circumstances around his son. Everybody should just mind their business, basically. Ariella gets very sarcastic. When Evandro packed up his stuff, he packed up and left. I mean, he left. And he left her a letter and his ring. And she's like, "Oh, he left me a letter. Oh, well, whatever. He wrote me some letter." Then she read it's like, "Oh my God, guys," talking to the cameraman. "He wrote me the same letter." I'm sure he just basically just copy pasted that he is. And she kept on saying, "He's going to leave after all I have been through." Come on, Ariella. You're not the only one going through something. Think about how he is feeling now that you have behaved in this manner, reacted in this manner. How is he going to come and tell you anything? And she said she only has a short temper with folks who lie. Well, we know that's a lie. We know that's a lie for real. Because she had a short temper with Marilia. She didn't lie to you. You had a short temper with Renata. She didn't lie to you. So what is your excuse for having a short temper with Leandro too? He didn't lie to you. Come on now. It's your justification for bad behavior is my biggest problem. You need to work on yourself. You need to work on these things that are triggering you and these things that are causing you to lash out at people who do not mean you any harm. So we have Patrick and Marilia. Now, Marilia, in this episode 8, um, you wearing that crochet jacket. It's a lovely crochet jacket, multicolor crochet jacket. I've only seen that crochet pattern as a tapestry. I have never seen this jacket. It's cute, real cute. There's some other cute outfits at the rest of this episode that I'm going to point out. So he says he did not know she felt alone. He did not know that. And he feels like he is the last to know. She's saying that she told him. She told him. But I think it's lost in translation. It may be that, honey, you're sleeping all day. I don't feel I get enough time for you or time with you. It doesn't say I'm lonely. It doesn't say I feel alone. If that makes sense to you guys. What do you think in the comments? How could you tell someone you're lonely, but it doesn't translate that way to them? So she does feel like she corners him. She cornered him and she feels bad about it. Said he looks up to her for her maturity. Patrick, Patrick dear, I can't say babe because Ariella will get upset about it. Patrick dear, this is a relationship. This is not a mentorship. When you say you look up to her for her maturity, it's screaming to me older sister. It's screaming to me mentor. It's screaming to me not, a loving relationship with a partner. Patrick said he will work on it. He will work on spending more time with her so she doesn't feel lonely. And when they hugged, it looked like, and I'm going to say shady cameraman or editor, it seemed like she was rolling her eyes when they were hugging. Like, oh yeah, he gonna work on it. Like she doesn't believe him. So Alexandre and Renata meet her family. One thing we didn't know about Renata, she has a twin. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, there are two of her. I'm sorry. Let me let me not do that. Your twin is an individual in her own right, but she's a twin. So they say, she's crazy. The family says she's crazy, but it's a good crazy. That the whole experience is also crazy, but is it a good crazy? So they asked Alexandre, did you propose to her? And he's like, actually, she proposed to me. And everybody in the room clapped. They're like, she's keeping the tradition, just like her mom who proposed to me. That's what the dad said. She's like, but you gonna take all of her. All that she come with, you gonna take it. And the brother said, there are no refunds. Okay? There are no refunds. So the dad said with his conversation with Alexandro, he seems very responsible. And here comes Alec. Alexandro said he never had a dog before. They released her dog so her dog could see her, and the dog is another small little fluffy dog, just like Marilia's. That's gonna be something. Because remember, Renata took Marilia's song with the proposal. Now it looked like they got the same dog. That's all coincidence, but that song wasn't. And I'm gonna put a pin in that too for later. But the dog was so happy to see her. As I said, Alexandra said he never had a dog. And her twin said she's just there to support and see her sister happy. It was a really festive time with the family. So, Muriel, remember that's Gabriel's fiance, has a talk with Ariella, who tells her, oh, it was just one secret after another. It was just one secret. It was just secret upon secrets. And Muriel said that Ariella was very supportive in the pods, emotionally. She was a supportive friend, and she will have her be a bridesmaid, which Ariella said she has never been a bridesmaid before. Wow. So we have Leo and Vanessa, who we meet up with his friends. No, sorry, her friends. Turns out one of her friends is his neighbor. What are the chances of that? Her friend's husband is friends with him, and they did CrossFit together at the gym. The friends asked him his relationship with his mother to get a feel for him. Now, all of Vanessa's friends are lawyers too. So it's just a bar full of lawyers. A lawyer and a lawyer and a lawyer walked into a bar. Beginning of a bad joke. So they they all passed him, said he's really great, he's really nice. And he's like, your friend is staring me daggers. The friend whose husband knows him, she's just like, I just can't believe it. They are a good fit, but I just can't believe it. It was meant for them to meet. I'm guessing the friend probably was trying to hook Vanessa up with this other lawyer, and Vanessa's like, don't do that. Don't do that. But Vanessa had to go all the way to Love is Blind to probably find this person. I'm just speculating. So we have Ingrid and Leandre. They talk about a house. She's like, hey, my house needs to be fixed up, and we need money. So he said he'll get a loan from the family and he has some other money coming in and he'll pay them back with that. She says she needs him to speak more of his plan so she can feel secure, which I understand, Ingrid. He has to say, I have money coming in. It don't come in until the 30th. That's a regular thing. You need to sit down and write it out or talk about it. She said she's an entrepreneur. She has income that is not fixed. It certainly fluctuates. And she needs to count on him as backup. They did say they are splitting the bills. So, for listeners from the United States of America, splitting bills also happens in international locations. It's okay to split the bills, apparently. Ingrid certainly is splitting the bills with Leandro. This is all the way in Brazil, Spanish speaking country. South America, splitting bills is acceptable in the relationship. That ends my public service announcement for my USA folks who don't believe in splitting bills. So she says she needs his support, not just financial, but emotional and with other things. And she needs him to take initiative. Don't be sitting down and around and then asking what he can do. That's seen as a lack of initiative on his part. She doesn't need another kid. She's not his secretary to be telling him what to do. Ingrid, honey, I understand where you're coming from. I do understand that. But considering y'all are new to each other, give him some grace. He may not know how he can help you. So in the beginning, I would understand him saying, would you like help? One, and how can I help? For more detailed instructions. Because there's nothing worse for me than somebody offering help and they are not of help. Okay? Let him ask. I would much prefer you ask me how you can help rather than you thinking you doing something to help and you send me back a few steps. But I understand where you are, Ingrid, but that takes time. That takes time together and time working together so he can understand exactly how he can be of help and service. So we have Alexandra and Renata. They go to the gym. She says she's been going to the gym regularly for 2 years. He's like, now he goes to the gym with her. But apparently Alexandra did way better than her. She's like, oh my God, I couldn't even lift the 40-pound weight. What's going on? And she, of course, says, oh, honey, it looks great seeing you work out. Very macho. I guess we know what type of sleepwear she's wearing tonight. If you know, you know, go listen to the previous episodes based on how Renata is feeling depends on what she's going to wear to bed each night. Then we have Leo and Vanessa. So she's cooking and Leo is like, let me taste this food because the rice is looking kind of clumpy. She's like, you have to say my food is delicious no matter what. You have to say it. He's like, oh, wow, delicious. He's like, let me add some salt. She said her weakness is men and food. Vanessa, I think quite a lot of us can agree with that. And a man who can cook the food too, be still my heart. So he says he gonna season the chicken. Since she got that rice a little too sticky, he gonna handle the chicken. Brazil, what's going on with these ladies and these men? These ladies ain't knowing how to cook, and these men saying they gotta edit the cooking. Brazil, what's going on? I hope this is not indicative of the society. We always thought outside of the society that yes, men would cook, but the woman got it down too. What's going on? So she's asked him if he's writing his vows. He said, yeah, but words are just words. You got to deliver. It's about what you do in the marriage. So he said he promises to always add salt to her rice. Now, Leo, Leo, you were saying you got to add salt to that lady's rice. Oh my gosh, Leo. Why did you promise to always season the chicken? Why you got to let us know that the rice ain't got enough salt? I mean, that was funny though. You have Alex and Renata meeting her friends. The friends are coming over to the apartment. He tells them that things are going better for him than her because he is more easygoing. And he lives day by day and lives in the present. Her friends gang up on him and like, oh no, she's always living in the present. She's easygoing. I don't know who you know, but I've known her for the past 10 years. And Alexandro, being challenged, was like, yeah, you may know her for 10 years or so, but her daddy raised her. And he said something different. Alexandre, I know you were being right in that instance, but it ain't gonna be pretty if her girlfriends, who probably gonna be her bridesmaids at the wedding, gonna be there and they don't like you. But they do gang up on him, and the friend says it's not a real marriage if they cannot build together. And when Alexandre says, I'm going to speak for the both of us, oh my God, he's speaking for her already. It seems like she doesn't have a voice. It seems like she's muting. He seemed cocky. And it's like, it felt like they were waiting to just diss him or to find something wrong with him. That's what I felt with the friends. Like they weren't genuine. I felt like they were like waiting to just knock him over the head with something. It's like, oh my gosh, ladies, let him land. Let him say all he has to say and then make an assessment. He said he's been with her every day and he could see she's changing or she's different than what they're saying. So the friends are like, he's angry and he's rude and we don't like him. And I'm like, ladies, you just had a couple cocktails with him. He's speaking in a manner you don't like. Don't say you don't like him. You don't know this man. You really don't. The friends do seem, I put in my notes here, the friends seem combative. That's a word we don't like to hear often, but the friends do seem combative. She said she feels vulnerable and insecure, and that's what's changing how she's behaving. But again, the name calling, why are they calling? They were calling Alexandre all kinds of names, and I wasn't here for it. But the friend says, take take time to think about all that they have said tonight, and another friend's like, they're speaking up for all. She's speaking up for all the manipulated and needy women. Y'all, this is not a big protest. They need to operate and learn how to maneuver with each other. I don't see he's manipulating her. I don't see a needy woman. You know, what she needs from him is certain, showing of love and affection and to feel secure. And if she doesn't have her love language, then she won't feel secure. It doesn't say she's needy. And I wouldn't say he's manipulating her. We haven't seen that. They haven't shown that to us. So I'm hoping you're just saying that because she told you more things, but I don't get that. You don't get how she tells him what she needs either. So we have Leandro and Ingrid. They go to a place called Casa. It's an African location. She is a priestess there. It's a sanctuary for needy people in society. She said her faith helped her to take a step back, and being there brings her peace. It seems like a wonderful place. Absolutely beautiful. Nature is there. They have a river. Ingrid just washes her face and then she submerges herself in the river. Said, hey, Ingrid, you getting rid of the myth about black women and their hair in the water. You getting rid of that myth. And she got them faux locks in. Ingrid just submerged herself. She laid on her back and submerged herself in the water and she seemed very at peace. The lady that was there, she looked kind of like Ingrid's mother, but I don't think it was. But it could be, the lady who's running the casa. She's like, told Leandro, men like you get into relationships with a woman who has it together. What exactly is a man like him? But I do see what she's saying. He's young. He ain't got it together, but he getting it with a woman who got it together. Is he ready to lead and sacrifice and give her a good life? That's in response to him saying he has not had to have the responsibility of raising two kids like she had. He has not had those things in his life. So he is a little, wondering how that would occur. But he's trying to be more open with her. And she needs him to speak up. After he talks with that other priestess, Ingrid says, I need you to speak up. When she's quiet, it means she is fed up. And says he is afraid of losing her. Patrick and Marilia meet up with his friends. They come to their apartment. Patrick warned Marilia, my friends and I is like, we're really social butterflies. We're buddies and we're more, we're younger acting like we're still in our 20s. He makes sushi, which, Patrick, you look like you got some good sushi skills. But I won't be tasting your sushi. I'm sorry. Patrick, you are making that sushi without gloves. I'm sorry. You're handling raw fish. I'm going to need you to put some gloves on, sir. I'm going to need you to actually put some gloves on while you're handling raw meat. Okay? That's what turned me off with the food. It looked good, and I was like, oh, he made it himself. Skills, but no gloves. Then Raphael, his friend, felt, Patrick was more of a player. Where's this fiance thing coming from? Marilia complains to his friend that he's always on the phone or sleeping all day. I thought that was going to cause a little rift with her and Patrick, but he kind of let it blow over. Then she says he's always saying, if we're going to get married, if we're going to live together, if. And that is making her feel insecure. I can get it, Marilia. I understand. But remember, this is Love is Blind. You're not supposed to know if the person is marrying you until you're at the altar. So granted, he could be saying if just to be like, we can't let the answer get out on camera. Or he could just be wondering if, but don't take it to heart too much. So another one of his friends brought her flowers and she was quite impressed. He brought her an orchid plant and he knelt in front of her to present it. And she was like, oh my God, that's so cute. Marilia, he was just being performative, my dear. So he said he's known these friends since the 7th grade. So he's known these people since he was like around 12 years old? Dang. He's 30 something now? Wow. So the friend noticed that his ring is on his chain around his neck and say, hey, buddy, that look like you on standby. Not that you're in a committed relationship. Whoop. His friend clocked it. And Marilia said, yeah, it looked like he's scamming. Ooh, Patrick. But Patrick said that Marilia fit in with his friends. She didn't judge them. He had warned her that they were very rambunctious. They were very youthful and stuff. And Marilia says that she is not 20, nor does she party, or nor does she still party like she's 20 years old. So she ain't judging in front of y'all. Patrick, she judging that confessional. Okay? So we see it's 15 days, 2 weeks till the wedding. We are going dress and suit shopping. But in this case, they have a stylist for both the men and the women. The just like in the US version, the host and hostess go to the brides and the grooms, but they have a stylist that has, I guess, picked out some dresses for the women and some suits that would fit the men. Renata brought her mom. Ingrid brought her mom, Vanessa brought her sister, and Marilia brought Carla, I guess a good friend. And we find out that, or reminded, because I don't remember this part, Marilia, this would be her third wedding. Y'all, Marilia is like 35 years old. Her third wedding. Well, that could happen if she got married in her 20s real quick, and then she got married late 20s real quick. Yeah, that could happen. I can see it now. Okay. For the men, Alexandre brought his roommate and business partner, Baby. Baby, what's your real name? Leandro brought his sister, the only one that knew the show he was going on. Um, Patrick brought one of his friends that he knew from seventh grade, and Leo brought his uncle slash godfather. I like Leo. I like your uncle slash godfather. Could I borrow him? He looked like such a great grandfather type. Oh my gosh. So Patrick said he lives in the moment and he just wants to enjoy this moment of picking a suit. So in these instances with the dresses, it seems like the women, we get to see the women try on their dresses upstairs and they get to see it in the mirror and determine whether they like it or not. And then they go and present it to everybody. They walk down the stairs. Uh, Love is Blind, Netflix. It ain't that cute for make them walk down the stairs in a dress, all that dress, and heels. Okay. So Ingrid is first. Ingrid wants a cape. She wants a lace cape with her wedding dress. She wants to make her ancestors proud, but it's a lot of dress and a lot of cape. And I'm like, why the stairs? Why the stairs? That's hazardous. That's hazardous work conditions. So Ingrid and her mother cries because the mother said this is exactly what Ingrid wanted, the cape and everything. Next we have Vanessa. Now here's another fashion moment. Vanessa has this little white rope belt on her navy blue slacks. Vanessa, that thing looked cute. Vanessa, if I had a waist as small as yours, which my waist is probably 2 times yours, but if I had a waist like yours, oh my God, that rope belt is cute. Wow. Anyway, very cute with those jeans. So she said she wants to feel like a bride. She wore one dress and came downstairs, but you could see on her face she wasn't thrilled with it. But she doesn't speak up. Her sister speaks up and says, that's not Vanessa. You know, she needs something a little more tapered to the waist. She needs this, she needs that. The sister is just like, that ain't her. Y'all need to do better, and this is how you do better. Vanessa goes back upstairs, tries on another dress. We don't know if this is the second or third dress. This is just the second one we see. But Vanessa is saying, oh, it's been really tedious, this dress shopping. So I'm sure it's more than just 2 dresses. Then she smiles at the dress and they're like, oh my God, she smiles. She must like it. Remember that commercial back in the day? My God, Mikey, he likes it. So the sister and Vanessa cry because they know this is the dress. Marilia has her dress and they give her this more, not lace, but sheer dress, but it's like got layers and layers of poof. She's like, that's too puffy. I look like a cupcake. That is literally what Marilia said. I look like a cupcake. Um, she said it is not fun shopping for wedding dresses. Marilia, honey, this is your third time. I would imagine it won't be fun. It wouldn't be fun for me either for the third time. So, kind of calm down, cupcake. Okay. Then she says no to the second dress and she's getting mad. She's like, if this third dress does not work out, I am done. They left her there. Now, for the men with the suit, Leo, they picked out a lovely blue suit. And Leo's like, how do they know I love blue? His uncle and godfather cries with him. Cries because he said Leo looks so great in that suit. And he's so happy for him getting married. Leandro came out in a black tux When I tell you, they were not lying when they said he looked as good as James Bond. Leandro wore that black and white classic tux, and I could just picture him next to Ingrid with her white cape and dress. Oh my gosh, it would be beautiful. Alexandro gets shown a burnt orange suit. He said, I don't wear crazy colors. I don't wear colors much at all. So, yeah, this is kind of interesting, but I kind of like it, so I'll wear it. Alexandra is like, let me just go with this. Let me go with it. It may be orange, it may be bold, but you know what? It's my wedding. Let me try something different. Then we have Patrick. They put Patrick in a tan suit. Patrick's like, I forgot I could clean up and look this good. Patrick been in his t-shirts. Patrick gave up his lovely sweaters that I liked in the pod. And Patrick been wearing regular t-shirts. He's like, I forgot I could clean up and look this good. He said, I feel like the Prince of Persia. I almost died when he said that. Say, the friend though said, I don't know how y'all gonna work it, but Patrick, that baseball cap you wearing don't work with that suit. So the host tried to say, "Oh, the hats make Patrick look stylish. That's his brand, but yeah, kind of like no caps for the wedding, but they're saying caps are his identity. Patrick has a little bald spot. We understand, Patrick. But this is your wedding. I understand with the pictures. Y'all going to have to come up with a baseball cap that matches that tan suit. All I'm saying." So that concludes episode 8, y'all. I hope you liked it. I hope you do like, share, subscribe to my channel. I hope you leave a comment here. We will find out if the next dress Marilia does like. Hopefully, Netflix drops all the episodes and we get to see the weddings, we get to see the decisions, and we get a reunion. Dun, dun, dun! Because we have lots more Love and Blind coming. So thank you so much. I'm hoping to go live after this weekend, and I hope you are enjoying the show as much as I am. I am enjoying it. It is topic of conversation, and I'm hoping you will continue with me on this journey. Have a wonderful day wherever you are.